Disney's Hollywood Studios. I don't think I'll ever be able to call it that. You'll always be MGM to me. Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. Today's video is going to be interactive if you choose to accept this Columbo-like research skill mission. I will be giving addresses that you can look up on Google Satellite View and Google Earth and Street View. So if you want to follow along, you have that ability. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's TheDailyWoo. Before this was renamed Hollywood Studios, it always had a very strong Hollywood theme. In fact, nearly every building in the park is completely resembled and emulated off of a real facade in California. And because of my love of the origins of this place and the fact that I lived in California for a year and a half, I've been wanting to do this subject for quite some time. Long before they wanted you to believe that you were in a galaxy far, far away, they wanted you to believe you were in Hollywood. In fact, the trash cans still say, "Keep our city clean." A city that in your imagination is over 2,000 miles away from where I'm standing right now in Orlando. Hooray for Hollywood Land. It used to be called Hollywood Land, but now it's Hollywood on the West Coast. And it used to be MGM Studios here, and now it's Hollywood Studios here in Kissimmee, Florida. Just ask Bo. He knows. Bo knows. But they no longer really follow that theming. The dark side has taken over. What have you done with Michael Eisner? They do that Star Wars march every hour, so I have to be quick in between the stormtroopers to get these shots of Hollywood Boulevard and Sunset. In 1989, when the Imagineers built the roads here, they took painstaking detail to recreate. Someone was yelling at me, and I will not mention the Tower of Terror, which of course was named after the Hollywood Tower in Los Angeles, or the recreation of Carthay Circle, which is where Snow White premiered in 1937, or the rock formations commonly referred to as two gates. If you were in California, that would lead you to the Hollywood sign. I want to dig a little bit deeper into Sunset Boulevard, which was actually built a few years after opening day, and Hollywood Boulevard, which premiered on opening day. So naturally, I will not be mentioning the Chinese Theater, which deserves a subject matter all of its own. Or Echo Lake, which is a scale model version of a similar named lake in California. And check out this dinosaur. The specific name for that architecture is called California Crazy. I'm serious, that is the specific name. That boat falls in that category as well. But what I do want to concentrate on is the amazingly blatant squirrel. The amazing, painstaking detail that went into every building here that is walked past daily, virtually unnoticed. And a topic completely different than the subject at hand. They have removed the wall and all the busts from this little area. Walt was right there. They got rid of Walt. What? Oh, great. We got to move fast because they're coming through right now. Oh, man.
On your way.
I'm sorry, sir.
Good.
Another honorable mention that I will not talk about, of course, is the Hollywood Brown Derby recreation. Oh, gosh. Here they come again. I'm sensing a very Howard the Duck theme. So let's start off at the entryway to the park. You see this thing called the Crossroads of the world. And if you look up on Street View, 6671 Sunset Boulevard, you will see this exact structure sitting there. And a lot of people don't even realize that when you walk into the former MGM Hollywood Studios that you are passing a piece of West Coast history. The only major difference is this one has a Mickey Mouse on top that acts also as a lightning rod. I wonder how many times lightning has struck that little guy. This gas service station really is not based on one particular address, but just a conglomerate of Southern California old school gas stations. Tagging along today, it's Micah, who probably is the only friend I have that has the same joy of old school MGM.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because you are also one of the only friends I have who cares.
We might be the only two people on earth
that cares.
That care.
We care. We care.
I'm going to start on this side of the road and work my way down Hollywood Boulevard, down Sunset, come back down, then loop back down this side of Hollywood Boulevard, and maybe over to Echo Lake. So that's the order I'm gonna go in. Movie star.
Yeah, I know. Technically, you need to make a movie every 10 years to be considered a movie star. It's been a long time.
I've never seen a movie star in real life.
I'm a movie star. Don't you know who I think
What, you're
I
in
am?
Hollywood,
No.
California. You're going to see all kinds of movie stars.
Hopefully.
Is that rolling? Is that rolling?
It is.
Hi, it's me, Dora Manesma, the greatest star in the entire universe. I want you all to come and see my brand new film. It's coming out this spring. It's called Pardon My Wind.
Pardon my wind.
Yes.
Isn't it? That's a sequel, isn't it?
Yes, it is a sequel to I've Known You Far Too Long. I don't know why the critics are already calling it a stinker.
They really are. Yeah.
At 7290 Beverly Boulevard is the inspiration for the corner piece here, and it's the far entrance into what they call the dark room. And you can see the pillar looks very similar, even the structure and the design leading up the pillar. At 5370 Wilshire Boulevard used to sit the dark room, but it still exists here on the East Coast. In fact, it is an exact reproduction of what the one out in Hollywood used to look like, down to the camera and the entryway door to the left.
I always thought I was getting my picture taken.
No, it's not real. It's a facade. This one, I think, is the only one not based out of California. It was New York City, and it was imitated after something called the McGraw Building, and the color scheme is different, but the stripes and doorway and windows, identical. At 6600 Hollywood Boulevard sits a wig shop. The color of the building is a little different, but everything else still looks the same as its California counterpart, including these little emblems up top. The windows, the front door. Very cool. At 3451 West 6th Street sits a former market, and they have designed this very close in detail, down to the shingles and the little square roof formation. As you turn off of Hollywood Boulevard onto Sunset sits this building, which used to be in California a place called the Ivy Substation, and the front of this is based off of that building. What I find incredible is the fact that the little awning where the rain pours off the roof looks the same, as well as this secondary level. You know, the windows are a little bit different, but the front door looks the same. And also tucked in behind these trees, unbeknownst to almost everyone, is a billboard for the Hollywood Tower Hotel. Look at that thing dilapidated. At 3141 West Manchester sits the old Academy Theater. It was built for the Academy Awards, but it never panned out, and they never hosted the ceremony there. And it looks, down to the font, exactly, they look exactly like each other, which is amazing. 507 Wilshire Boulevard, and this is just a sample of what the real building looks like. But this little glass part looks the same, the door, and this little awning, can't deny it. The old Lorena Theater was the inspiration for what is now Planet Hollywood, especially when you look at this. Man, that is so cool. And of course, they've added the globe here in Florida, but everything else looks the same. Not to be confused with White Castle, the burger place, but there used to be a place called White Tower, and that is what this is modeled after, down to the light and lamp posts that are dangling off the side and the window formation. All the way up in Northern California in the city of Oakland at 1900 Telegraph Avenue used to be a floral place, and that's where they based this on. The detail is very incredible, down to the little nooks and crannies and the, you know, the little pillars on the side of the windows and stuff. Man, that's amazing how much time and effort they put into creating these. I don't know where Micah went, though. I lost him. Oh, there he is. I was wondering where you went.
They don't even sell flowers in there.
No, it's a recreation. This isn't the original. It's a recreation. At 9169 Sunset Boulevard in West Hollywood was the inspiration for this. And I think this is the first one we've come across on Sunset here in Florida. that is based on one on Sunset Boulevard in California. And that's pretty cool. Mouse About Town. You wouldn't think they would take this little teeny tiny space and model it after something, but at 132 West Colorado Boulevard in Pasadena, they have taken that structure and turned it into this one. Although it's not a particular address per se, there is a little homage to Anaheim and Disneyland area here as well in this produce stand. At 12 East Colorado Boulevard in Pasadena sits this building. And the thing that's really awesome about the structure here at Hollywood Studios, if you look up top, you will see the formation of flowers across the mural decor on top. It's almost identical down to the little, like, every little detail as the one in California. And they've even thrown another homage to Muscle Beach, Venice Beach. That's right. That's right. That's where Ani. That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's where. Come on. That's where I got pumped up right there. Come on. At 171 South Arroyo Parkway is a building now that sits pretty much empty, used as a storage shed that this building was taken inspiration from. The really cool thing is these metal poles up top. They're there in California also. This one was based on an old Warner Brothers theater that has been torn down. It's interesting that they would have something that is Warner Brothers related at a Disney park. This is not WB territory, but it looks pretty much identical. Well, as identical as you can get to an old black and white photo, but pretty freaking awesome. And yes, even this fountain is a miniature reproduction of a bigger one as well. Oh no, not again. They just will not give up. At 6382 Hollywood Boulevard sits this building, and it used to be a drugstore by the name of Owl Drug. The only difference is the pillar on top is on the opposite side of the real version, but everything else is completely identical. At 2417 Dolly Street sits the old Municipal Light, Water, and Power building, but here it's called Tailors to the Stars. The coloration is a little bit different, but if you look up top, you will see a little plate mural. Here it says Disney Hollywood Studios. The one and only Mel's Diner just off Hollywood Boulevard was used as the inspiration for this pink building. The door archway pretty much looks the same, except the building's a little narrower here in Florida as it is to the West Coast. Many years ago, there was a place called the Wilshire Bowl, and you could actually bowl inside. At least I think you could. The building has been gone for a long time, and the only tidbit left are photos of it or this recreation here at Hollywood Studios. A little homage to bowling. I wonder if she's going bowling. Are you going bowling?
Yes, I would love to.
All right. I got a date. I got a bowling date.
You do? I know I gotta find one. Where's Abby?
That's the way most of my dates work. They say yes, and then they just drive off into the sunset. Boulevard, in this case. Located at 6424 Santa Monica Boulevard is the inspiration for the Disney and Company structure, which is made famous on opening day when Michael Eisner and Bette Midler drove right past it. Man, this place is cool. You see Pluto up there chilling on top of the roof, and in the window there is a sign stating Linda Paw Pet Clinic, which is kind of funny because it's based on a real pet clinic, or at least used to be a very long time ago. Located at 940 North Highland Avenue, and instead of a Dalmatian, we got Pluto up there. I don't know, what do you think's better, a Dalmatian or Pluto? Both of them have a Disney relation, but I think Pluto's a little more recognizable. There used to be a former bank located at 5209 Wilshire, and the only difference between both coasts, really the only difference, is the fact that they're just one pillar shy here in Florida, but the door is in the same spot, and the little gold emblems near the top of the roof and the lighting, all that's the same. The Bain building is located at 6601 Hollywood Boulevard, and they even have the upstairs apartments with the awnings and the walkways. And the thing that's really cool about this is the front door, the way it kind of like festoons its way upward. Walk back over to Echo Lake now. On that side, there's this really cool building which you cannot look up on Google Earth. This is the old Mayan Theater, and it's inside that they took the exterior facade in Florida is based on the California interiors. But one thing that's really neat about this is the fact that there is an ATM in between these two wild and crazy snakes. At 6926 Melrose Avenue is what they formulated this dentistry building to look like. I think they just use half of the OG building to create this one, but there's no denying that is definitely it. Here at Peavy's you can get drinks, and it's themed around the Rocketeer, but in real life it is a fire station number 1 in Lincoln Heights, California. Pretty freaking cool how the architecture matches something halfway across, well, all the way, in fact, across the country. Okay, and the last one to present to you is actually based in San Francisco, not in Los Angeles, 200 Powell Street. And the color formation is a little bit different, but the way the windows are and the metal awnings over the windows and the formation of the way the like nooks and crannies appear, yeah, that's pretty much it. Looks like Gertie is exuding smoke from its nose. And with all that smoky goodness festooning into the heavens, I think it is now time to say, vlog over. Oh yeah, one last thing. Even though I lived in California for a year and a half and I passed a lot of those locations, and I've been going to MGM for so many years, and I knew a lot of those spots, there were a couple places that were really difficult to find, and I stumbled on a really cool website called yesterland.com, and I found the 1 or 2 buildings that I could not use my Columbo-like research skills to find. So check that website out. It's really cool.